For decades, the official definition of health was something literally no human could ever achieve. Kind of wild, right? Today, we're going to tear that apart and redefine what it truly means to be healthy.
All right, let's just dive right in with a big question. What does it actually mean to be healthy? It seems so simple, but the answer is way more complex than you might think.
Because for years, the definitions we've all been using have been really incomplete. Some of the most official ones set a standard that is, and I mean this literally, impossible for any of us to reach. Okay, so where did our old ideas come from? Well, for most of the 20th century, we basically thought of the human body like a machine. This whole idea is called the biomedical model. And look, the logic is super straightforward, right? If you think of the body like a car, it's healthy as long as none of the parts are broken. No disease, no injury, then you're good to go. Simple. But as we're about to see, it's not even close to the whole story. So, back in 1948, the World Health Organization, the WHO, they tried to expand on this. And it was a really important step. But in trying to fix one problem, they accidentally created a brand new and pretty massive one. At first glance, this looks awesome, doesn't it? This was a huge step forward. They were finally saying, hey, our minds and our social lives are a massive part of our health. It's not just about what's going on in your physical body.
But you gotta look really closely at that one little word, complete. That's where the whole thing falls apart. Complete well-being? That's a utopian goal, something that's totally unattainable. Seriously, think about it for a second. Have you or anyone you know ever been in a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being all at once? No way. So if that's the bar, then by their own definition, every single one of us is unhealthy all the time.
So this is where a physician named George Engel comes into the picture. He saw the problems with both the simple machine model and that impossible WHO definition. And he came up with something much more realistic and way more holistic. He called it the biopsychosocial model. And Engel's big idea, his core argument, was that you just can't treat a biological problem in a vacuum. You have to consider the patient's mind, their psychological state, and their world, their social situation. He pointed out that if you only focus on the biology, you end up completely ignoring the person's own unique experience of what they're going through. And when you put these two models side by side, the difference is it's night and day. The old biomedical view sees a problem and looks for a purely biological fix. But the biopsychosocial view, it gets that it's all interconnected. And this proves that the things we might think of as soft, a patient's attitude or how they get along with their doctor, they're not just nice to haves. Nope. They are scientifically proven crucial factors that directly impact whether or not you get better. And that social part of the model is just so important. Because what being well even means can look completely different depending on your culture and where you are in the world. Take this, for example. In a lot of cultures, health isn't just an individual thing. It's not just about what's happening inside your own body. It's deeply tied to your entire community and all of your relationships. Like in Thailand, a study found that for older folks, well-being isn't about their cholesterol levels or how far they can run. It's about harmony in the family, this culture of interdependence and helping each other out, and feeling respected. Health is a group project, not a solo mission. Or check this out. In a study of urban Senegalese women, a body size that a typical Western doctor might label as unhealthy or overweight was actually seen as a sign of positive things. It was associated with being warm, happy, popular, and having a high social status. It's such a clear example of how culture literally shapes how we see a healthy body. And you see a similar idea of interconnectedness with many North American Indian peoples. For them, health is often seen as a form of balance, which is sometimes represented by something called the medicine wheel. So with this view, health is this really delicate balance between all these different parts of you, the mental, physical, social, emotional, and even spiritual. And here's the kicker. An individual can't be truly healthy unless their entire community is also healthy and in balance. Again, it's not just about me, it's about us. Okay, so if health isn't just not being sick, and if it changes from culture to culture, then what the heck is it? How can we define it in a way that's actually useful and, actionable for us today? This brings us to a much more modern and frankly more powerful way to think about all of this. Health isn't some destination you arrive at. It's a skill. It's the art of maintaining your balance through all the chaos and change that life throws at you. So here it is. Health is an active process. It's about how you respond when things change or when you face a challenge. It's your ability to adapt, to use your resources, and to find that feeling of balance again across all those different parts of your life: the physical, mental, social, and spiritual. And you can actually break this process down into 4 pretty simple steps. 1. Life throws a challenge your way. 2. You tap into your resources to deal with it. 3. You adapt to the new situation. And 4. You work to restore that sense of balance. It's this cycle that we're all going through, all the time. So what are these resources we're talking about? Well, they're both internal and external. Your internal resources are the skills you've got inside you: your patience, your ability to solve problems, your personal values. And your external resources, that's all the support you've got around you: your family, friends, doctors, your community, even just having a safe place to live. And this all leads us to a final, much more empowering question. Instead of asking that old black and white question, am I sick or am I not sick, this new way of thinking about health gets us to ask something way more personal and something we can ask ourselves every single day. What helps you find your balance? And that might just be the healthiest question of them all.